Warning, this audio or video may contain explicit language or extreme views. Discretion is advised.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah.
Welcome everybody. We are live at the dungeon, waiting for the peoples to show up. So it's all behind the scenes crap if you don't know.
You're on.
And obviously, surprise, we're all doing Halloween for fucking the shows tonight. Which is fucking crazy.
Awesome.
Okay, Pipe Bomb 2000 is up.
Fucking crazy.
Oh, volume is up. That sucks.
Way too up.
Awesome. Okay, Pipe Bomb.
All right, there you go. What the fuck?
Oh,
Yeah, bitches.
You don't like it? Suck it.
Okay.
Oh, I might get a cease and desist
Uh-oh.
from WWE because
Oh,
it
here
says
we
suck it.
go.
Fucking assholes.
Oh shit! You gotta be careful before you get sued by Vince McMahon. He's an asshole. Ain't got privileges.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
Oh,
All the ringtones are back finally, which is awesome.
What's up, Mark? What's up, Steven?
Yeah, Mark's probably fucking scared to shit right now.
Which Mark? Raven? Cream. Oh.
Surprise, Steven! I told you it was gonna be fucking like everybody had to tune in and watch this shit.
Exactly.
What's up, Enzo?
all right. Enzo's in the house.
In his house. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, he's in his house. Yeah.
Anyway,
You want to take that mic and spread it out?
Who's spreading what out?
yeah, forgot to put the yeah.
So we
There you
can
go.
hear us.
Yeah.
Woo!
Kenny, this is what I'm gonna be face painted at next week. Think of that. So you have to come close to this.
That's fucking amazing.
That looks good.
So we're doing
Because I did it, but
we're
I'm-
doing for our first episode for the evening because Halloween just so happens to fall on a day that we don't record.
Pretty much.
This coming
So,
Tuesday.
This is like our fucking pre-Halloween party, get up, whatever.
Oh yeah.
So, what the fuck? Oh shit! You know what? I forgot. I have to have a little bit of respect.
Hi.
Ah. Yes, Jason/Jim is in the house.
Yes.
He's so recognizable.
All right, so we're doing Halloween horror stories, and it might intertwine itself into our renamed new episode called The Sex Files, which is episode 2. There was a lot of horror stories for Halloween.
Actually, shit. Jim and I got some horror stories from like years ago.
Will care to share?
Dude, yo.
I've got some real life ones too.
Yeah, that's something.
Well, that's what we're doing. So
Let's see.
make sure you get on the ball.
Let's see.
I got
Jim,
it.
Where should
I'm
where
in.
should I start? Like,
Where to? Either that or we should start with the history.
okay, you know what? Start with the history first.
Okay, so Halloween is an annual holiday.
Anal holiday.
Come on. Celebrated each year on October 31st. That has roots in age-old European traditions. It originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts.
Oh, Sam Hain.
That's right.
There was an
8th
episode.
century.
As a matter of fact, there was an episode on Ghostbusters years ago where Sam Hain, he was a pumpkin. He was a he had like a pumpkin. He was depicted.
Wait, the spirit of Halloween.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
wanted
He
Halloween
wanted
to
Halloween
be
to
eternal.
eternal. Yep.
Oh yeah,
So what
that was a
happened
good
So what
episode.
happened was he slowed time down.
So now Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a time to honor All Saints.
All Saints Day.
Yes, sir.
And actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's supposed to be
The day after Halloween.
November 1st.
Días los Muertos.
Yes.
Días los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos.
The
Gracias.
evening before was
Sí.
known as
Sí.
All Hallows Eve,
See,
the macabre. And later Halloween, over time, Halloween evolved into a day activity
Holy
like trick or
shit.
treating and carving jack-o'-lanterns.
Holy shit!
Ching!
Speaking of which, if you look at the monster cup, Day of the Dead.
Oh
Look at
yeah,
this.
there. What a coinky dink!
Yo! Oh my God, this is so cool. Show him that, dude.
What a coinky dink!
Yo!
Yeah.
I just thought, it's interesting. Oh
That's
man,
what mine is.
hell yeah!
This is why the second Crow movie was actually
Day
had
of
a
the
lot
Dead.
of significance into it
Yes.
because it was the Day of the Dead.
Yep. Perfect. Fucking perfect.
Oh
That's why
yeah!
I like this. It's girly yet scary at the same time.
Ow!
Yes, because that's what we do on this show.
Yes.
Well, I'm a girl.
Yeah.
Girly and scary.
You're a bum.
Oh,
Whatever.
oh wow!
Listen,
Wow!
it gets me
Wow!
through life every day.
Hi, Amberine. How you doing?
All right, Amberine.
Hope you're feeling better from your accident last week.
Of course she is. She'd be fine. Oh shit! I forgot my phone right in front of me. Duh, I'm about to reach my phone.
I just realized in the movies, Jason doesn't talk, so I should just sit here all silent and shit.
The silent killer.
Yes.
Who's this Travis Harper? He got like 42 fucking cramps.
I have no idea. I've been getting weird shit all day long.
Wow, well, he's friends with my with
Oh,
with my
kooky
grandmaster.
looky.
Awesome, cool.
I'm just loving this makeup. Holy crap.
It looks good.
If I could wear this every day, I probably would.
It looks really nice, man. It looks really, really nice.
All right, so that means you got to get on my professional wrestling career so I can wear this every day. Get paid to do it.
What's up,
Ugh.
Sean?
Does that mean you get to hire me? as
All
your
right,
father?
Sean's
Yes.
here.
Okay, so we're in good shape.
And groupie.
Although I can't say this is better than Finn Balor's, but it is fucking pretty like there.
I
can
forgot my
see the-
skirt, huh?
Yeah. All right, so what other Halloween tidbits do we have for people tonight?
All right. Who wants to start it off? Because, like I said,
No, I started.
You got it.
I introduced
You
the
got the better memory.
history.
all right. Years ago, this is when Jim was with lady that well, we'll call her name was Maggie. This was his ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
Her house was basically was creepy. Like, I mean, it was the entity there, like the whole energy there was just crazy, because she had urns, of course, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to mention what she had in the
Ooh.
urns because it was kind of crazy. So it was one night where me and my ex and I, we stayed over, whatever like that. We was like having fun, whatever like that. So we did the do and stuff like that. So
Yes, they did.
what happened was she kept saying she felt something on her leg, her lower part of her leg, like the calf area. So I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's me, whatever. She's like, no, babe, that's not you. This is the lower calf. This is the lower calf, the lower part of my calf. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So she was like, you're up here, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, fast forward. Now I'm laying down and I'm looking up at the corner. And the corner basically, I don't know if anybody's seen The Grudge, where like,
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
like the, it was like the shadow. That part I haven't told you, dude. Like, I just see like a shadow, and I'm like looking at it. She's asking me, what do I see? I told her, I said, I'm just looking at the ceiling. I just see something moving, like getting blacker and blacker. She's like, so then what I did was I put the pillow over my head, and she was like, don't do that. I was like, why? She was like, they could suffocate you. I said, they who? So as we're laying down about to go to sleep, she's turning over. And I'm like, you okay? She's like, yeah. So I was like, all right. So then I started falling asleep, and she kept like rubbing the back of my neck. I mean, it wasn't weird. It felt good, but then I had to look, and I'm like, you okay? So then afterwards, she kept getting up and going to the door. Now, mind you, the room that we were sleeping in, if you remember, Jim, it was like a sliding door.
Yeah. It wasn't a regular door.
And the sick thing about it was the door kept opening slowly. And I'm looking at the door, and I'm like,
That is freaky.
mind you, the room was like it was dark but like half lit because the computer screen was kind of still on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then afterwards, she could come back to bed, come back to bed, and the door kept opening slowly. So I said, listen, let's get the fuck out of here. So then I cut the light on. My ex said she saw something going around the room. I couldn't see it. Like me, I'm a person that I'm sensitive when it comes to like spirits, whatever, like that. I can actually feel them, whatever, whenever, and certain time, whatever. But she basically, she saw it, so I smacked the door, and it made a loud noise, and she's like, "You scared it." So then her and I was about to we got our stuff, and got the hell out of there. But as trying to get out of there, I was telling Jim and Mag, Jim and his girlfriend Mag, I was like, well, ex-girlfriend Mag, I was like, listen, yo, there's something in here trying to get us. I can feel it. So I'm trying to leave, and it felt like something kept pulling me back from the kitchen into the dining room. Oh, no, excuse me, no, from the dining room / kitchen into the living room. It kept like holding me back.
Mm-hmm.
So her and I left, and mind you, my ex had a headache at the time. Also, so when we left the house, her headache was gone. So we got on the Q train to go back home, and she was telling me the reason why she kept like saying no and like tossing and turning was because whatever was telling her was basically, while I was sleeping, ravish me after sex, ravish me, go in the kitchen, get a knife, and stab me.
Ooh.
But I have more stories after this, though, but I'll let you guys go.
That's
crazy. Yeah. I had to look at so what happened was, as soon as I got home, she was like, let's take off our shoes, put it in front of the door, and I burned some frankincense and myrrh incense. Yeah. Yo, that was one of the most craziest things. Like Jim got some stories too, man. Like,
this I gotta hear.
I mean, if you can hear him through the mask.
Huh?
You sound like an old man over there. What the fuck?
Grumpy old men.
Great movie.
Well, isn't that like grumpy dead old men?
It's
It's like Walter Matthau with his head shaved.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, man, that was one of the experiences that I never ever will do again. But I got more stories though. But I guess I'll let you guys.
Looking forward to that. Woo-hoo.
Well, I do remember, and glad the person's not watching right now, because she freaked the fuck out. She heard what it was. When I used to stay in Queens over at Justin's.
Oh yes.
I got invited for a Halloween party.
Okay. And
Unfortunately, I could not drive with my costume there. I had to leave my costume there like the week before.
Oh.
Because it was all like big and blown out stuff. But I used to crash on their couch.
what is going on?
Oh, you fucking trying to stab people again.
Assassinations.
So I used to crash on their couch, and like the party was over like 3:00. Everybody went home. Like nobody was home upstairs. The landlord used to live in the basement. He wasn't home.
Oh,
He went away for the weekend, so it was just the three of us in the house. And the door kept opening.
By itself.
It was
And there
locked.
was no
it was dead
draft.
bolted.
Oh my god.
It was dead bolted, and the door kept opening by itself.
Oh, man.
So I was like, you know what? Maybe it's just me, like my imagination fucking around with me, whatever.
That's some shit.
So I go out to have a smoke and back in, and I made sure that I dead bolted the door again, and then I put the regular lock on, and that fucking shit just kept opening like religiously, like every 10 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And apparently I said it so loud that I woke them both up. And they came out, and I was like, dude, you have no idea. Like, I'm fucking laying here, and the door keeps opening. He goes, but it's locked. And I'm like, I understand that. So we turned the lights off. We sat there for like 5 minutes, and the fucking door went flying right open in front of him. I was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I think I'm going to go sleep in the car.
That's some shit.
I literally just not want to lay there anymore. I literally put the fucking driver's seat all the way back in the car, and I slept in the car overnight.
That's some shit. That is some shit, dude. That is some shit.
Because because the one time I tried to sleep in the fucking in the den, now Jim can contest to it because he's been in the old den at his house. It could be like fucking like 60 degrees on the thermometer in the fucking room. You fall asleep, that shit goes up to like 90 in the fucking snap of a finger. And nobody's fucked with the thermostat.
That's crazy. That time some shit that happened in my job years ago. My former site that I worked at. Matter of fact, speaking of ghost story, I remember years ago I was engaged to this Hindu Indian girl. Well, she was Guyanese, but she was her family. She also practiced Hindu. So one day it was around Diwali. As a matter of fact, it was around Diwali. And what happened was
you have to explain that for people that might not know what that means.
Okay,
Yeah.
Diwali.
So elaborate on that,
I can't really
please.
explain it. Diwali basically is an Indian holiday. I forgot exactly what it is because it was kind of complicated me trying to understand. But just everybody have Google. Just Google it up. Diwali.
What
Now-
Brain said.
Now, what happened was, years ago, you know, we was just chilling out, whatever, like that, you know, for Diwali. Then I was like, baby, listen, I gotta go to the bathroom. You know, what happened was the bathroom upstairs wasn't working, so I had to go downstairs. Mind you, the downstairs they had like a basement area where, you know, the basement is like a nice comfort area, whatever like that. But then they also had like idols and statues like different Hindu gods. So I went downstairs. Now it's dark down there, and when I go downstairs, and just like I told you guys before, I'm, you know, and Jim can tell you, I'm very sensitive when it comes to when it comes to entities coming around me, like, or just spirits, whatever. I can't see, but I can feel. And I kept feeling somebody watching me. And mind you, there's nobody downstairs. There's no one downstairs. So I ran my ass to the bathroom. Whew. Not because I had to pee, but I was so scared. Like I felt like I was just being watched, and there was nobody in that room. So, and after I finished using the bathroom, I wanted to try to call my girl, but silly me left my phone upstairs to charge.
Oh,
Lovely.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like, you know, like just sitting there, like hesitant, like, okay, let me about to run. You know, doing like, you know, like your mark, get set, go. So my ass opened that door, ran upstairs. So I told my girl, my ex-fiance, I said, listen, babe, I said, yo, I sent something down there. She was telling me that that her father's side of the family, they do black magic also.
Well, that explains it.
But she also too, one of my friends, I told her that, you know, she's also Indian Guyanese. She was telling me that that's the goddess Kali, which is Shiva's
I've heard of
wife.
that.
She's the goddess of death.
Mm.
And I'm like, she's watching me, and I was like, that's you know, it scared the shit out of me. Like, that was one of the things I was scared of.
Let me tell you though, and this goes to the comment that Amberine put in the thing.
Yeah.
Messing
Touching
around with a
upon that.
Ouija board and candles went out. One fell over burning the Bible. Now
That's scary.
this is a shout out to another YouTuber. Because our show is on YouTube. It's Paint Train Pipe Bomb. And we just might get this picture for the fucking, like, for the cover for now for the show. So I'll have to figure out how to do a screenshot of this picture. He was fucking around with a Ouija board. Okay, and the Ouija board fucking came out with some really weird stuff, and now his perfectly brand new house is haunted. They decided to burn the Ouija board, and that made it worse.
Can't do that.
So now they're in the processes of trying to release the demons, so to speak, from the house.
Exorcism or not so?
No, well, the problem is that they burned the Ouija board.
Oh man.
And now, as much as he doesn't want to really understand of how to take care of a burnt Ouija board, because it made the situation so bad, like, they burned it, but now they have to burn sage with it, kosher salt,
Yeah.
and they have to actually make a little mini coffin for the Ouija board to bury it. And again, it's Kid Behind the Camera. It's on YouTube. It's a very big shout out. I watch the show every day. And there are some crazy things that happens, but now, like, Michael's girlfriend's father was helping them with the Ouija board yesterday.
Oh my God.
And the asshole touched the Ouija board with a towel that had blood on it because he was bleeding. So he wiped himself and didn't know that he fucked with the Ouija board.
Oh no.
So now that put him in a predicament. So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with the whole thing. But
see the
Ouija boards are not something to fuck with. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly.
Okay,
Even I wouldn't go near with a 100-foot pole.
See
No.
the Ouija board is not necessarily a demonic tool. It's not a demonic tool. Everybody thinks it's a demonic tool. Ouija board basically just summons spirits. Actually, it came from the Egyptians. Also, years ago, I remember playing that game, Ouija. I played that game before. Matter of fact, here's something scary. My aunt years ago, when she was pregnant with my first child, she messed around with the Ouija board while she was pregnant, and she got into a car accident. Cousin is fine, you know, she's here, you know, whatever like that. But thank goodness, you know, she survived it, but she got into a car accident. But a Ouija board is something you don't fuck around with, because that right there, that's basically a gate. That's basically the gateway to, like, the spirit world. You know, I mean, like, you know, everybody think, oh, it's bullshit. No, it's not. if you believe in
Do not
spirits-
do not fuck with anything you cannot comprehend. How's that?
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
I mean, there have been some like horrific ones.
Patient Dr. Yoon.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
I'm gonna read one of these. This is courtesy of listverse.com.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
Dead girl.
Peter Fabiano.
Oh yeah.
Peter and Betty Fabiano were just getting ready for bed when they heard the doorbell ring on October 31st, 1957.
Oh, beautiful.
So this is classic. If this was actually a movie in black and white, I probably would watch it.
so hot. Shit.
It was after 11 p.m., a little late for trick-or-treaters, but reluctantly headed downstairs and grabbed the candy bowl because it was Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
What was one more kid? But when he opened the door, Peter got the shock of his life. On the doorstep stood a grown woman in blue jeans and a cheap mask, pointing to the bottom of a paper bag at his chest. Upstairs, Betty Fabiano heard a loud pop and screech of tires as a car sped off outside.
Mm-hmm.
Racing downstairs, she found her husband on the floor in the
Gasping.
open front door, gasping for breath, pouring blood from a gaping wound on his chest. He was dead before they reached the hospital. Police mystified. Peter Fabiano worked as a hairdresser in the San Fernando Valley, had no enemies, and at least none who would want to kill him.
It's like the purge.
But the deeper that they looked into the crime, however, it was more twisted. 2 weeks after the cold-blooded killing, they nabbed Joan Rebel, a 40-year-old woman who had been employed at one of Peter's salons. One of his own co-workers fucking killed him.
Pretty much.
Like, what are you fucking doing? You can't take over
But
the
then what
business.
gets even better is the
She's like-
reason behind it.
She was like, you know,
Stay
paint us up, bitch.
tuned.
Well, if you have the article, give them
No,
the
I
reason
got
for the
it.
article.
Yeah, I got it.
So I don't feel carrying it.
It's okay.
He's carrying.
6 months.
It's
Oh,
right there.
God.
All right. So, but let's see.
And who serves the
And
mother?
for some reason, she was lying
think you are.
about being out the night of Peter's death.
Oh shit.
But not all liars moonlight as killers, and the cops had to let Joan Rebel go due to lack of evidence.
Right.
Then a month later, an anonymous caller directed police to a rented locker at an area department store. Inside, they found a .38 revolver, which ballistics matched the bullet that had been found lodged under Peter Fabiano's heart.
Oh, she shot him.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Turned out it was.
Shooting.
Yep. The locker wasn't being rented by Joan Rebel. However, it belonged to a woman named Goldine Pizer, who worked at a local children's hospital and had no connections with the Fabiano family. The clues were there, but none of them made sense until Pizer began to confess. Goldine Pizer and Joan Rebel, it turned out, were lovers. And the plot thickens. For months, Rebel had told her about told her about a man named Peter Fabiano, whom the latter called evil and vile.
Oh, so basically, she got mad because basically, you know, he didn't want to leave his wife for her.
No, it's part of it, but you're getting ahead.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
Thank you, Kenny, for taking a screenshot of the
Nice.
the thing. By the way, I'm just
Alright.
going to show everybody, you know, because Kenny is that awesome. That is going to be our screenshot for
Screenshot of the
I
evening.
think the cover for
Right.
YouTube.
Beautiful. That's
All
fucking
right.
beautiful. I like that.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Kenny.
I'm fucking dying in this thing.
Oh,
I want to tug your ear.
Yo, Sean wrote something really interesting. He said,
the old apartment was haunted, and then when I was downstairs, I felt chills on my couch and heard Sean get yelled at, and I flew up the stairs faster than Michael Grabner would fly down an ice on a takeaway.
he also said, actually had an issue drove past the Amityville house twice and saw an apparition in the window and looked like one of the DeFeo girls staring out with hands on the window. Also drove by another time and heard "Get out." Not even kidding you guys. You know what's funny? You had a story about that. About the Amityville. Yeah.
Sweet Hollow Road.
Let's hear it.
in
You gotta
Amityville.
yeah. Yo, come on, man, share it.
Okay. This is going way back to the summer of 2000.
God damn. we're
So
old.
weird to hear him talk with no lips moving.
It's creepy fuckers time.
It's the theme. Come on.
By the way, Mafia Life, Chris is watching us right now and called us a bunch of creepy motherfuckers.
I love
Yeah.
it. Yes. But I wish I had a surgical mask though.
Should have told me. I would have brought you one.
Oh, I did tell you. I told you what my costume was gonna be.
You work in a doctor's office now. Why couldn't you take
You
one?
elbow me in the boob one more time.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
She might stab you with one of your knives.
Uh-oh.
He's too busy playing with his own weapon to realize he's hitting mine.
Oh, here we go.
Wow.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to think. I'm like.
We love the violence in this show.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Well, we talked about one form of violence in the Halloween article.
All right, Jim.
Yes.
You know,
Yes!
I have a memory between me and you
Uh-oh.
of a creepy fucking event that happened on Halloween
Oh,
that nobody
yeah.
believed me about, and everybody thought it was a fucking myth. And I brought it out to Jim one Halloween night when we went down to Fort Hamilton Parkway
The abandoned
Oh, I'm
church.
about to mention that.
to the monastery thing over there.
Yes.
Oh man, you know I would take off from
Kyrie
work. That, you know,
eleison.
I would take off from work that night and hang out with you guys on Halloween.
I'm working. Son of a bitch want to give me the night off.
Ouch.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Tell me about it.
You want me to kill him for you?
Yes.
Well, you can go after them with your knives.
Oh.
You just might need a little bit more of a makeup job. You know, we have an extremely awesome makeup artist right over here
Sissel
that like fucking kills it.
Living dead girl.
Like I'm fucking. I
She
would.
did his face and she did my eye.
I would wake up every day and say, "Hun, make me up like this," and I would walk around like this all day long.
and scare the shit
Yeah, I
out of
don't know if I could live
everyone.
with you all day long like that.
Can you imagine banging with that on? Like, it's like sweating. Like,
Don't say I probably haven't thought about that. You know.
He's already thought about it.
around like this all day long. Yeah. See, I want to hear myself say it again.
you stupid.
It's true. I can't help it. I like that.
I like it. I love it.
I mean, okay, so let me give you the background behind the monastery. Okay, now there's two places that is extremely messed up during Halloween, and this is one of them. It's on Fort Hamilton Parkway and 54th.
Yes.
It's somewhere in the 50s. There's this big monastery, and the rumor behind it, which we found out in actuality there was truth to it, is that two religious people, a nun and a priest, ended up having sexual relations. Okay.
That's not uncommon.
No, but in the monastery itself, you know, there's
It's
supposed
forbidden.
to be. It's forbidden. Okay.
Yeah, they're
He's
supposed
like,
to be
he's like
chaste.
basically give me some Hail Marys.
Yes.
Ah!
So
Good one.
what ended up happening
The second
was
coming.
is that they at that point started to feel tremendously guilty about having the association with each other.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wouldn't. I'll be like, yo, I got none.
But because that saying one and done happened,
One and none.
the one time that they did have sex, he knocked her up.
Wow, that's
Uh-oh.
So she became pregnant. Now
That
the
reminds me of
thing
the movie
is
Agnes
that
of God.
it's very difficult to hide being
Conceal-
pregnant
yeah.
when you're a nun.
he could have said she could have said the Holy Spirit did it.
Ah!
I mean,
Oh,
I mean, as much
man.
as bad as you want to try to make fun of it, though,
no, but it's crazy.
the problem is that she ended up having the baby
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
because he didn't want her to have the baby. He hung himself.
Oh, to escape the guilt.
Correct.
right.
But then after she had the baby, because he was dead,
Mhm.
she killed herself
Now the baby's
and the
orphan.
baby.
Oh,
So now, because the rooms in the monastery literally are right on top of each other,
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
you see in one window the priest holding a prayer book, the shadow of a priest
the
Oh,
silhouette.
holding the
Holding
the Bible,
Right.
praying,
Right.
Uh-huh.
and in the window underneath
That
is
would
the
be
woman,
nun.
the nun, holding the child. Every Halloween, you cannot miss this.
Yo,
You
that's
pull up
crazy.
right in front of the monastery,
That's crazy.
and you can see only those two windows lit up in the monastery with the actual figures in the windows.
So wait a minute. Also, too. So wait.
What about the window
And then-
below it, though? That's the question.
So wait a minute. So is the monastery closed down? That's the thing.
To this day, I'm not sure if it's still open. Okay, because if you go to look it up online, it does
Doesn't
not
give
give
a
very
thing.
much of a history of whether it's open or not.
We did look it up. We did look it up that day.
We were here.
Yeah,
We were
exactly.
talking
Exactly.
about
Talking about it. Yeah, but it never. Yeah, you're right.
We were here.
Living.
So,
dead girl.
At that point, like, you go there, and the weirdest shit happens. Okay, it could be a fucking nasty ass, calm, warm night, and as soon as you walk right past there, you get the coldest fucking chill coming from the building.
That happened at Maggie's house too.
It happened to him
Yeah, that happened to me too.
because he didn't believe in it.
No, that happened to me too.
And then when we went,
No.
he caught the chill. He was like, "Yo, it's fucking cold over here," and it
Was
was
it a
like
chill
70
over in
fucking
Aura?
degrees out.
But was it a chill in the aura or the
No,
wind, or
it's
both?
It's a phenomenon that happens there where, for example, the same thing with Houdini's grave.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Houdini's grave is in the cemetery that runs along the Jackie Robinson Parkway.
That's in my
Okay.
area.
Okay.
That's in my area.
On Halloween, the same things happen. Calm night, warm.
Oh.
There's like nothing going on,
That's really
And then
happened.
all of a
and
sudden-
it gets freaky fast. And I mean freaky.
And freezing, apparently.
Well, what happened to Jim is he got chased by a cat. Well, stalked by a cat, I should say.
Jeez.
All right.
But he's always getting chased by
Well, no, because now, like, we were standing there for like,
But the
let's
question
say,
is, was it a black cat that chased
no,
him?
it was not a black cat.
Oh, okay. Then.
But
Really?
the thing was is that we parked 2 blocks away from the monastery,
Huh.
and the cat, even after we left the block of the monastery,
Okay.
followed us and tried to get into the car with us.
I wa-
So there was a spirit to what some believe are they happen to inhabit felines, and they follow
the
you.
manifestations
no matter
are
where you
within,
go.
well, within a vessel, and in this case, a cat.
And in my case, I said to Jim, I really want to punt the cat, but he told me no,
No,
so I didn't punt the cat.
That cat would have fucked you up. Yeah, like in Scary Movie 2.
But you know what though? But it's the point of it being is that when you go there Halloween night,
Uh-huh.
it's insane. Like all weird shit starts to happen. Houdini's grave, I've been there 3 times for Halloween, and that's probably the most freaky experience I've ever seen.
Whoa.
Freakiest shit I've ever seen.
Have you guys ever like empathized how somebody died?
I'm not a real big Day of the Dead type person when it comes to that.
No. I mean, like, have you ever like? Okay, actually, this is actually a true story, and this, I don't care if anybody believes it. This is what happened. This was years ago. Now I was at because I work in the shelter system. So what happened was I was working in the men's shelter system for like 12 years, and what happened was it was a hospital. But what happened was this. Friday, like, or Saturday morning, actually, before getting off from work, one of the residents passed away. He passed away in the dorm, and it's funny because when his body, when we saw him, the moment we entered the room, it smelled like roses, and it has like it has like a crazy smell when it comes to like somebody dying. But he was already sick, he was coughing, whatever like that. So, but that's not how he died. So I used to have split days that day. So now I was off Saturday, whatever like that. Then I came back Sunday night. I came back Sunday night into Monday morning, and I had to basically, I was on the same floor where the guy died at. So I mean, I didn't really care. I wasn't really scared whatever like that. I just happened to fall asleep. Yeah, I fell asleep on the job, which was kind of cool. I always do it. I don't give a shit. So I fell asleep, and then I had a dream. It's funny because I remember the dream like it was yesterday. I had a dream that I was just taking pictures, whatever, like just taking pictures out of nowhere. And for some reason, like I just felt like pain. I was like, in my dream, and I was feeling it. So then afterwards, I just I felt my body just drop like this, and my heart stopped. Like it was like basically I was looking outside of myself, and then I almost started to drool. And mind you, I'm actually
Sounds
feeling
like
this.
an astral plane phenomenon.
Right. Well, check this out. So then, like no more than like 30 seconds, I woke up. So now I was telling my supervisors that like what was going on, whatever like that.
Right.
So then afterwards, I happened to call I happened to speak to one of the people on the 8 to 4 shift that witnessed, the body and stuff like that. She was telling me, okay, now the whole thing with me taking pictures, what happened was the detectives were there taking pictures and stuff like that throughout the whole, thing. They was taking pictures of the body
Crime
and stuff
scenes,
like that.
yeah,
Right,
they
crime
have
scene,
to.
right. Now, the gentleman died of a heart attack.
Whoa.
He died of a heart attack. Mind you, like I said, my heart stopped. And what happened was the reason why he died from a heart attack was because one of the guys gave him some pills. I guess he must have been a drug addict. I don't know, or whatever.
Or he
but
must have overdosed on heart medication.
that's exactly what he did. He OD'd off of, it was, I don't know if it was heart medication, but it was something. So I basically empathize on what he died from, and that's a story I will take to my grave. It was weird. Like, it scared the shit out of me because I was like, to empathize somebody's death.
I'm reading this thing Amberine put on here, and I'm not going to read the whole thing because I feel like I've read it for like a year.
What's
And the
that,
print is
Donald?
fucking massively small.
Donald's on.
Oh, it's about the
Yeah, I know, I saw it
necrophiliac.
going.
She got pregnant.
Kansas City, Missouri, 26-year-old morgue worker was arrested this morning after a DNA test revealed that her newborn child was the result of a necrophiliac intercourse with a man she was supposed to autopsy.
Didn't we?
We talked about that
We talked about that last week.
I think so.
Yeah, that was
We
as
did.
a matter of fact, I don't want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. Now that I think
but
about
actually,
it,
but actually, no, it's possible because think about it. See, when you reach rigor mortis, like when you're
Yep.
okay, now when you're a woman, it closes up tight. The muscle gets tighter. That's why some guys who are necrophiliacs like to have sex with women.
yeah, but the thing is, though, is that she was the one doing the autopsy.
No, but
So he had to be like fucking.
yeah.
You know,
Actually, I see.
No Viagra required on that.
No, right, exactly. Like I said, and when it comes to the men, rigor mortis, it makes them, like I said, when your muscles tense up, and of course the penis is a muscle. So it basically just goes instead of hook dick and dick hook. Oh my god! No, but it just goes like that, So basically, I mean, listen, and now they always say, you felt kind of dead fucking. I mean, he was actually a dead fuck, but
That's just wrong.
Yep.
Sorry, that's just wrong.
he was a dead fuck. But, I mean, she basically was riding the shit out of that. She was like,
Oh man,
living dead girl.
Hi ho, Silver!
By the way, just to mention something I read before, Rob Zombie is resurrecting Devil's Rejects,
Okay.
which is a definite movie you have to watch.
House of Thousand Corpses was pretty good. I've seen Devil's Rejects.
Actually, let me ask you though, because I know Jim has seen it. I know
I've seen it.
you've seen it.
It was-
Melissa won't watch it.
It was okay.
She's not a horror
It
fiend.
was okay.
I don't know about you and horror.
I can't stand horror.
Okay,
sorry.
so the guys are gonna.
Yes.
Well, okay, the cleaning lady's hiding back there.
Yep.
She's the only one that's not in costume.
She said it in English.
Yes, she is. She looks like a Pepto Bismol bottle.
I should just print out a label for you.
Oh.
You know. Here she goes.
Dios mío. Carajo.
All right, so we'll keep this on the guy's side for this time.
Shut the fuck up!
Anyway, so in your opinion, which one was the better of the two movies? House of a Thousand Corpses or Devil's Rejects?
House of a
House of Thousand Corpses. I would say that because even though Devil's Reject had Karen Black, but she was fucking. Come to find out, she was actually crazy in real life.
But though, they resurrected a movie career for one of the girls that was in the whorehouse for Devil's Rejects. Yeah. Oh my God.
Black.
She looks fucking horrible, but
Yeah, she was.
they pretty much boosted up her career
You
again.
ever seen Trilogy of Terror? That's Karen Black.
And do you remember what show she was in?
Ooh.
I
Oh.
don't know what to tell you. I don't watch TV.
Nah. You got me. Got me on that one.
Should I take a
You
stab at
don't
it?
know?
Should I take a stab at it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Game of Thrones?
No,
Sorry.
Okay.
no.
Stab at it.
It was in an older show.
Ah,
Dark Shadows.
That's it. You had a fucking straight
that
across.
hurts.
What do you say, honey?
What's the name of the?
Actually, no. She was actually in a sitcom
Karen Black.
with the gentleman who was in Caddyshack.
Oh.
Come on, San Francisco. Can't remember? Come on.
Full House.
No,
No.
Too Close for Comfort.
that's it.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Once he said the guy from Caddyshack, I knew what you were talking about.
Oh my
Yeah, that
god,
old
I used to
wrinkled
love
up
that
bastard.
show.
Fucking wrinkled up old bastard.
All over the couch.
All right, so again, we'll have to pop another Halloween question.
Why's his ass wrinkled?
If you're not working and you actually have free time on your hands, what is the most particularly watched horror movie you watch on Friday on Halloween?
I know what he's gonna say.
Uh-oh.
Just put the mask over your head. There you go. Looks like you have a big black stripe down your right eye.
Actually, hey, cleaning lady, can you hand me the other one inside my bag?
Okay.
Okay.
You know what's funny?
Ándale.
You know what's funny? They actually have a video game called Terradrome where they got all the horror movie monsters fighting each other,
That's
from
true.
Candyman to Pumpkinhead
Yes.
and Chucky.
Chucky's in it.
I love
too?
Chucky.
Yes, and they got Pinhead.
Nice.
And see, Pinhead calls out the Cinnabites for his super.
He's changed your masks already.
The changing of the mask.
Yeah, see?
Part 3 now.
Actually, Enzo, it's the fucking undermask. The underhood that fucking sweats him so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
looking like fucking Gollum. That's nice. Look good too. Wait a minute. Wait.
That's kinda
You
gay.
gotta play the other music.
I know, but I have to play both of them.
I think I know which one you're gonna do.
You gotta play the other one.
Fucking wires. I'll play it again. Hold on.
Hold on, wait. I couldn't help it.
I'm glad she's down there, not me. Right there.
Ah.
Hey.
Hey, we're the monkeys.
Hey, die.
Oh. All right. So any other,
That thing's creepy. I really do.
you got more, Helen. I know you got research.
Oh yeah.
Helen's been researching deep in the dungeon for like the last week or so.
Helen's in the dungeon also. I mean, we're out in the dungeon.
Woo,
Think about
Patricia Ward.
Hey, what's she warding off?
In 2014, just days before Halloween, witness saw a man drag a decapitated body out of a Long Island apartment.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, and it gets
Somebody went
worse.
down himself a little
He
head.
laid the body in the street.
Literally, no pun intended.
What?
Now
He
I'm
got
part
himself a little
3.
head.
He laid the body.
Yep.
I mean, I'm part 3 now. Thank
All right. Without further interruption, I don't know.
Go ahead.
It can happen.
Anything
He
can
laid the
happen.
body in the street, then kicked the head to the opposite curb. It had all the signs of a macabre Halloween prank, and that's what everybody thought it was. For a while, nobody did anything about it. One witness even said the whole thing looked fake. The horrifying truth only came to light when a Good Samaritan tried to move the corpse out of the middle of the road, out of the middle of the street, and realized it was a real body.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. It didn't take long for police to deduce that the body belonged to Patricia Ward, a 66-year-old professor at New York's Farmingdale State College.
oh,
Even
God.
before discovering her body, police had received another call about another dead Ward.
Mortal Kombat.
This one had been run over by a train about a mile down the road.
What the fuck?
Soon, the tragic details of the murder came to light. Patricia's son, 35-year-old Derek Ward, had a history of mental illness, but he seemed to be on the road to recovery when he moved into the small Farmingdale apartment with his mother. Then, for some reason, he snapped. He beheaded his mother, then dragged her body out of the apartment, down the stairs, and through the front door of the building. After leaving the body on the street, he calmly walked away and leaped in front of an oncoming train. As to why he did it, we will never know. Go figure.
Shut that cunt's mouth or I'll come over there and fuck start her head.
You know what those stories are kind of creepy too. I know you guys are not really familiar with it, but the Japanese ghost stories are freaky.
I've read some of those, and they fucking.
They're very freaky. They're very.
Oh
If
my
you have-
God, it's like twins.
An Asian Jason. That's amazing.
Oh man.
At least you know his cuts will be a lot better.
I feel bad though.
with more precision.
I feel bad though because I had a smoke before the fucking show and it was.
Oh shit!
Oh, you should see her eyes right now. She's like, oh.
Is that what that is?
Did you catch contact yet?
She's quiet.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, she's good.
If she didn't have the hair in her face, it'd be awesome.
We have Jason and JC.
Do you ever get the feeling that everything in America is completely fucked up?
Oh.
Telling Jason Yun. It's not like a basketball player, Jason Yun.
Oh, God.
It does, like for real. I mean, hey, listen, they got Yao Ming.
Yeah, but Yao Ming's long retired.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You expect him to still play at this time? Wow.
Well, he was just a fucking injury thing waiting to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sorry, anybody over fucking 7'1" who's that thin is fragile as fuck.
First of all, Chinese dude, 7'1". That's amazing.
That doesn't happen.
Not for nothing though. The guy that was in Rush Hour 3,
Jackie
he was
Chan?
fucking 7'7",
Oh, that's right.
and he was fucking throwing around Chris Tucker like a fucking G.I. Joe figure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
All right?
Yeah, I remember that.
That guy is a fucking sick bastard.
What?
They're doing a Rush Hour 4.
Oh, come on.
Thank God. I miss
Yeah.
those movies.
Wow.
Thank God, 'cause they need to make up for part 3.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, part 3 was
They
pretty
need to
bad.
make up for part 3.
Part 3 wasn't that bad.
Part 3 was alright, but I don't know.
Yeah, he was alright.
Crazy.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, but Jackie Chan was in a movie called The Foreigner. It's actually
He was actually he was serious in that movie.
yeah,
I
that's what I
you saw it?
heard.
Yes.
I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
he was. You know, it was funny. That's okay. I remember years ago they
But
have
Jackie Chan's typecasted as a comedic, acrobatic
right,
kung
but
fu
see,
artist.
right, but also, but check this out though. In Police Story,
Uh-huh.
he was actually serious in that movie.
Which one?
The old Police Story movie.
Oh, I don't know that one.
That nobody really knows about that one. But like,
Oh, okay.
What, the Police Story movies?
What?
Amberine said there was a couple in Wisconsin who kept getting pregnant, and
And
he
would-
would remove her baby with coat hangers,
And they would eat the fetus for a sacrifice. That's cannibalism.
That's sick shit.
She said it was part of a cult.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Hi, Janet.
Hello, Janet. Whew. Yes, Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan was trained in the Chinese opera for many years.
yes,
before,
yes, he was.
Before
Yeah.
coming into Hollywood.
I love when he said to Chris Tucker in part 2, he goes, I'm Michael Jackson, you're Toto. You mean Tito. Toto's what we had last night for dinner. What the fuck just rolled behind my ass? Oh.
Oh, you had that up your ass?
It rolled behind it.
I didn't know Jason took water bottles up his ass.
Well, actually, Jason's been penetrated before, like numerous of times. He's been stabbed. He's been stabbed. He's been stabbed.
Oh,
stabbed.
Impaled.
Impaled.
Electrocuted.
Yeah.
Set on fire.
He was electrocuted more than once.
Had a fucking
That
fan.
reminds me
had
of
a fucking fan on his face.
reminds me of Rasputin.
Who?
Oh no, yeah, right, yeah, he was.
Yeah,
was,
Rasputin was stabbed and all that shit, and he was. They tried to burn him too.
Yeah, he was also a sex addict.
Ugh.
Was he?
Yes.
My man.
He
Yeah.
tried to go after the Russian Empress.
You do know he was the creator of Viagra. by the way.
Janet, Michael Myers is not
He-
here
oh,
tonight.
Rasputin always had to have a hard on.
I am Rasputin. I fucking anal.
Yes.
I fucking the dick.
God.
What?
I fucking the dick.
We're getting fucked in the dick.
Okay.
I mean, sir, I'm looking me to ask that too.
We get
Oh, son of a bitch.
Thank you, Cleveland.
They're nature's way of saying, for God's sake, open a window. Sorry.
You know, by the way, Daddy, Crow was kind of pissed off about me about last week for not having that tone. So I brought it back just for
What do
him.
mummies like listening to on Halloween?
Oh boy.
Rap.
Oh jeez.
I mean,
Oh God.
What do vampires use for tea bags?
Oh God.
Bloody tampons.
Yes, sir. Hey, Jason talked.
Yes, I talk.
Who gave that guy
I've
a
just been
squeaky
holding
butt?
out all these years.
Why do
Apparently
werewolves?
Son of a bitch.
God.
Bingo rap music.
Let's see.
Too late.
How can you tell if a werewolf is black?
Oh God.
Because it's like full moon.
Oh, Jesus
Oh,
Christ. Oh man,
Damn.
I tell you, fucking chasing all those kids around the camp, maybe working at fucking appetite, man. I'll tell you.
Rice and beans!
Breaking news: Jason speaks.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh, what a vegan dish.
You know what's so funny?
Oh boy.
Frankenstein is Jewish.
Well, look at the name.
I'm like, holy crap. Where did
I don't. To honestly tell you, I really don't think that's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein was a brilliant genius.
Yeah, he was. Remember Igor? You know, and the whole thing with the brain. You know, instead of bringing him a brain, he bought an abnormal brain, thinking it's abnormal. Igor's an idiot.
Let me tell you though, I tried doing that Igor costume one year for Christmas for Halloween.
And
oh my gosh,
uh-oh.
Do you know what it's walking around? It's like walking around with like a small child on your back.
Oh wow!
What, like
Because
a
you had the big
hunchback?
hump.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's a hunchback thing.
Oh.
He said it's a big
Medic!
hump, like a big hump.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh.
Medic!
I bought it. You know, there was this really great costume shop on Jamaica, or in
Come on.
Queens. The place you remember the costume shop on Jamaica Avenue?
I don't think I've been there.
It was like 120 something street. That
No,
big,
no,
that
no,
big
no.
warehouse thing that they had.
No, I haven't been to that.
Let me tell you, there's like about a mile of like costumes in this place. And I went in there and I was looking for like a costume that I would think nobody would wear.
Predator?
And I did the fucking Igor costume for fucking Halloween that year. Holy shit.
Only in church.
He was going to say he was going to be a ballerina.
They were actually all out of ballerina costumes.
Mhm.
for
Rick
that.
in a tutu.
I would
Hilarious.
I would
Rick.
see that.
Did you say my hairy ass?
Hairy ass.
Not with my tights. It'd be just like wearing my baseball pants. They would just
I'm
show all my
surprised you would
curves.
go as Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Fuck that.
Bless you.
That would be no commie bastard.
No, but he's a very famous male ballet dancer. Very famous.
I'm not going that far into ballet.
I like to see twinkle toes.
Oh.
I don't have twinkle toes.
I like seeing.
I have like 2 left feet, and that's it. I'm done.
Get it.
toes. Men in tights.
That's why I always said I can only dance with a football in my hand.
Hey, how come a Sicilian over there isn't speaking? I can't turn my head
Oh,
all
I
the way.
am so taking this all in.
I mean, you always do that with. You know what? Let me just shut up. As I'm looking at.
Save that for the next episode.
Like, wait a minute.
Save that for the
You're
next
ruining
episode.
the preview, my God!
I was about to say, you're such a whore.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you gotta say your cardinal line then.
Talking hard.
There you go.
The next episode is more my element. Halloween is just.
Well, that's
Halloween's just a taste of what's to
I'm
come.
just
that is what we're gonna call. It's not sexual innuendo anymore. It's
It's sex
called.
in your window.
They're called the Sex Files.
We should have some like some
Take it
74
down.
We have preemptively changed that.
Oh, God.
afros and bows.
Oh, what about that?
Oh yeah.
Anyway. All right, so
Holy crap.
for everybody who's watching, we're gonna cut this one a little short. We'll make the announcement that our new theme music is on YouTube on the last 2 videos from last week. In case none of you fuckers show up for the next episode.
Like this.
You better not miss this one, y'all.
Punch her boob again?
No.
Oh, he's lucky he didn't.
Hey, lucky she doesn't have a fucking meat stick available.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, I
Yeah,
Oh, good, I'm saved.
for now.
You're also all the way over there.
Welcome, Paul. How are you?
Oh, Paul's all the way from the United Kingdom, by the way.
Oh, that's great. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this one short so we can,
Cut it short.
Segue to our next episode.
and we're gonna be back with the Sex Files.
Oh,
Stay
yeah.
tuned for that.
If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share, like the videos, comment on YouTube, share the Facebook page, and we'll be back. Yes,
See you in
bitches.
the next
Smash your
episode.
face into that mic.
Almost deep-throated it. I saw that. All right, so we'll catch you guys all in a few minutes, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.